What's going on, guys? Riley here from RP Productions, and today we're going to be doing a basic wash tutorial on my 2016 Dodge Charger Scat Pack. Now, I made a video very similar to this a few months prior, and that was like a full detail video. This one's going to be a basic wash. This is what I do when I wash my car just regularly. We have Cars and Coffee going on in the morning tomorrow, so that should be a great event. Obviously, when I have my car looking good for it, so I'm going to show you how I pretty much quickly prepare for any type of car event or just quickly wash my car using some basic wash tools. So before we start, I like to separate my products into kind of like a pre-wash, wash, and then final stage. So all this stuff, which I'll go into more detail when I start using it all, that's like what I use first. This is what happens right after I dry. You hit it with detail spray and then you'll dry it off, and that all happens after the car is pretty much entirely washed. That's all like after goodies. So I'll explain everything once we get to using it, but let's go ahead and put some spotlights out on my car because, as most of you know, I only wash my car at night because I prevent you know, water spots, and just it's a lot cooler at night. I mean, Texas. So we'll set out some spotlights. We'll do the best we can with the lighting that we have, and hopefully this will end up being a pretty good video. We'll have to wait and see how the new camera does. Alright guys, so step one is going to be washing the wheels and tires. Now this is step one on pretty much every wash I do, and I would highly recommend cleaning your wheels and tires first as opposed to going with the car first and then wheels and tires. This just makes it a lot easier. So I'm going to grab one bucket that has a grit guard inside of it. I'm just going to put some water and some car shampoo in here. I'm going to let the wheel brush and tire brush both soak in there. Then I'm going to hit the wheels with wheel cleaner, let that sit for a minute, and then go over it with this one. This one's for the tires. And you just clean everything off. It's pretty simple, but honestly, this is my least favorite part of car washing, just because it's really time consuming and it's not super exciting, but here's how I do it. Now we wait. So now that you've got everything wiped down with the brushes, now you're gonna go ahead and spray it off with water. It'll be hard to tell on camera, but there's gonna be a lot of just brake dust and nasty stuff come flying off that goes down my driveway, but oh well, clean wheels are happy wheels. So now that all four wheels and tires are clean, now we're going to move on to actually cleaning the car. Now the first step to that, I like to use the foam gun. Now the foam cannon is better, but this saves me a step by not having to go get my pressure washer out and hook up all that stuff. This I just pop right onto the hose, go to town, and it's just kind of an ease of use type thing, while it still does its job of getting that top layer of grime off. So first, you're gonna go ahead and wet the car, have it wet, then hit it with the foam gun, and then you'll hit it with a wash mitt. This is going to be a bucket with water and soap. This right here is your clean bucket, and pretty obvious what you do. You use this bucket first. Once your mitt's dirty, rub it out in the grit guard, get all that grime and stuff off in this bucket, and then go back to the soap, back to the car. So now when washing a car, as I said before, you're going to be using the 2-bucket method, but obviously you want to start at the top of the car, the part that's the cleanest, and then work your way down to the bottom. Now the front and rear of the vehicle are going to be by far the dirtiest parts, so I always do like top, and then kind of like hood, top half of the car, then I do the front, and then finally I finish with the back, and then I use the badges. I go below them at the very end. So now if you've noticed, I have not rinsed any part of the car off yet. Number one, it's nighttime, I don't really need to. Number two, the cool thing about this, where is it? The cool thing about this Adams Polishes car shampoo is that it doesn't create water spots when you're washing your car, even in the daytime, for those of you normal people. But if you haven't washed at night, I highly recommend, get some spotlights or floodlights, whatever, wash your car at night, come back to me and tell me, did you hate it or did you enjoy it? I personally like it. So now I'll pretty much rinse it off, and then I'm gonna grab my little friend over there, which I'll show you in a second, and that'll help me drying off the car. It makes it a lot easier, so watch this. So you remember earlier when I mentioned I had a little friend? Well, here it is. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the Adams Polishes Sidekick Blaster. Now essentially it's like a little baby leaf blower that still packs a punch like a leaf blower does. So for this step, yes, you could grab a leaf blower and blow your car off that way. Number one, that's really noisy. Number two, it's really big, bulky, and kind of hard to maneuver with. This is really cool because it's quiet, so for me at night, I don't piss off all my neighbors until I start the car. But blowing off the car doesn't make too much noise. It's really small, maneuverable. It blows everything off really quickly. It does a really good job. I think you'll be quite impressed with it. I sure as hell was. So let's go ahead, blow off most of the water. We'll grab some towels and some detail spray, finish off the rest, and then pretty much the whole car will be cleaned at that point. That's when we do a little extras. So judging by the camera's time, that took about 10 minutes to blow off the whole entire car. Now, no, it's not perfect, but it is pretty darn good. And what that did right there was it eliminated a lot of time of you rubbing over your paint with a towel. I mean, the least amount of time you spend touching your car, the better. And also, you just eliminated a lot of wasted towels that'd be soaking wet with water. Now you can just go back and kind of clean up all the easy stuff. It's pretty easy. Adams Polishes detail spray is seriously some freaking awesome stuff. Definitely recommend this. It makes drying your car off a lot easier. Also adds a nice little layer of shine. So let's get to it. So it should be noted that Miss RP just brought me a Sonic Blast, so I'm gonna go take my time and eat that. So I just got done enjoying my Sonic Blast, which definitely hit the spot, so shout out to Julia for bringing me that. About to turn the car on, bring it in the garage, and we'll go ahead and finish it up. It should be mostly dry now, probably 95%. And then we'll just go over some last minute things that can definitely set your car apart from others at a car event or just, you know, your entire wash job in general. It's the fine little details that really stand out. So, like I said, 10:30, sorry neighbors. Fire in the hole.
Alright guys, so what you just witnessed there is the wild dump truck in its natural habitat at night. We see we got the boosted Miata back there. It's got the chromies because them hella clean and hella flush. They sparkle when they're clean and they're very nice. When the brake dust builds up, they're not clean, not hella flush, and they're not JDM, yo. So that's what we're gonna work on now is the boosted Miata. Here's Riley back.
Yeah, you know what else sparkles?
These nuts.
Alright, so now we're in the garage. Your car is clean. Most people would consider it done at this point. You're gonna go ahead and do a couple extra steps to make it stand out a little bit better. First one, tire shine. I think this is kind of an obvious one. Everybody does this for the right reasons. I mean, it makes your tires look a lot better. So we're gonna do some tire shine. Another thing we're going to do is some in and out spray. Now this stuff is really cool. It's probably easier if I just show it to you rather than explain it. So we're gonna use some of this. And then on some of like the main body panels, like the hood, the fenders, the doors, then basically just grab some buttery wax. And this, you can either do buttery wax or you could do, well, I couldn't find what I was looking for. I was looking for the Brilliant Glaze. Now that stuff is pretty much just like little shine enhancement in a bottle. It's like detail spray on steroids. That stuff is really good to use as well. Now if you probably didn't notice, but I do not clean, or I do not touch the windows. I don't touch the windshield, the windows, the back windshield. Don't do any of that, because afterwards I go ahead and grab the glass cleaner and a glass cleaning towel, and I do that pretty much at the very end just to make sure your glass looks nice. So don't even bother drying that off, because there's really no point. So here's the in and out spray I was talking about a little bit earlier. You pretty much shake it up a little bit, and then you go to town spray painting your car. Okay, so not really spray paint, but it's like a vinyl trim shine enhancer pretty much. So you spray it on there, wait a little bit for it to do its thing. Grab a towel, come back, start where you started doing this, and just kind of rub it in. And if you'll notice, the satin black finish on this is a lot more kind of shiny, and it just makes all your trim look a lot better on your car. So this goes for like the grill, just random stuff, you know, on the car that is like a black satin type finish. So this stuff is like a really good like secret thing to use right when you show up to car shows to kind of enhance your car. Definitely would recommend this. So at this point, you're pretty much done with your wash. Now you can just kind of add on whatever you want at the very end if you want to do some type of wax or whatever. But like I said at the start of the video, this was just a basic wash. Don't really need to use that many products. I mean, the ones I listed at the very beginning, that's kind of just all you really need. I mean, really the car shampoo is probably the most essential, that and the detail spray. But the car looks pretty darn good, so I'll go ahead and I'll cut to a clip, which is going to be in tomorrow morning at Cars and Coffee, so you can see what it looks like during the daytime, so you can see all the work that I've done, since people are probably gonna make fun of me because they're like, oh, it's nighttime, you can't see it. So here's the daytime footage of the car and the closing segment. All right guys, out here at Cars and Coffee, I'll let you go ahead and take a quick look at the car. Well, there you have it guys, a basic wash tutorial. As you can tell, didn't spend a ton of time on the car, but it looks pretty much perfect. So definitely recommend this wash method if you're just looking for a quick wash. Looks pretty good. So hopefully this video helped you guys out, and as always, use my discount code RPPRODUCTIONS to save 15% on your orders. So hopefully this helps. See you guys in the next one. Take it easy.